Well, hello there, friends and family. It has been a minute since you've seen old Mr. Tom. Oh yeah, been quite some time. But we've been busy. Yes, we have. Busy here working on the old home place we have. And for those of you who are subscribed to the channel and have clicked on that little bell beside the subscribe box under the videos and clicked all notifications, then you'll know sort of kinda what old Mr. Tom's been up to. Because I do post on the community tab when, not able to do videos. So if you haven't subscribed and you haven't clicked the little bell, clicked on all notifications, and you want to keep up with old Mr. Tom, then I would recommend you would. But it's a beautiful day here in Deep South. It is. Couldn't ask for much better. Very partly cloudy skies. Skies are blue. Light wind. So, what's old Mr. Tom been up to? Well, we've been working on the home place we have. We surely have. Because, we need to get the grass mowed. And that became an issue, like always. Part of the reason I hadn't mowed it yet, or the biggest part of the reason, was I just couldn't. The yard was way too wet. I think all of you are aware of all the storms and weather we've had. Part of the yard, grass got pretty high. Some things like high hairy vetch that comes up every year, it's probably up around 10, 11 inches. And that. But it was soggy, wet, and would have been impossible to mow. And I was waiting for, a dry day to get it all done. And like every year, I get it done. And I admit, I do tend to let my yard in the spring get a little bit shaggy. But it always gets cut and put back into shape. So, that's what we've been up to. But we've been up to so much more than that. And we're making some changes. And we're going to get the place in pristine condition this year, which I had meant to do in 2020. And of course, something like a virus happened or something. And it's still going on. But we got things coming along nicely. So I thought I'd take you all around and show you what we've accomplished. Okay? So we're going to flip this camera around. We're out here by the front. Everything's all mowed up. Everything's weed-eated and trimmed. All around the old pecan trees are looking good. Oh, dropped another stick. Better pick that up or somebody has a problem with it. And that. Now, as I walk out here, you got to be careful because the ground's still extremely wet. And it squeaks. Now, I do got some right here. This last little bit by the back of this fence. But it's so wet now, I'm sinking in with my feet. And that, oops. I missed something there I forgot to pick up. Better get the wheelbarrow and get that. But you can see. Things are in far better shape. Of course, all the hairy vetch have been mowed down. When over here, where, last year we had tomato plants. Got this all weed-eated up. This year, I'm thinking about putting me in some beans here. I'm thinking beans. What do y'all think? And we got the tire planters all weeded around. And everything, all the weeds pulled out of them. We're just going to have to top them off with that topsoil and humus that Nancy sent us. Now, we haven't got into this yet. That's coming. We're going to cut all this back. Of course, that's a big elderberry there, right there. and that. But try to save as much of it as I can. And then back behind it, towards the shop, all this will be coming down. And we're gonna get all the vines off the shop. Been wanting to do that for a while. And that. And then all this here stuff beside the shop, we're gonna cut down too. Yep, we are. All this is coming down. Now I'm gonna clear the roof, because I'm gotta do some work on the roof on my shop building and everything. Gotta put a new coat of cool seal on it too, and screw some panels down. This will be coming down not this weekend, probably next weekend or next. And we're gonna have a nice little fire here. Get rid of the burn pile. You know, we want rodents and snakes and stuff, you know. And this little patch right here, we're gonna be taking down as well. This is where an old garden raised bed was. And that, it grew up out of control. Now, this raised bed, got to get up around it, still weed eat. And we're gonna let that hairy vetch go ahead and seed out. Then we're gonna take the fence down, clear everything out, and get ready to get it planned out for the year. Oh, hey, Spook. What you doing there, little buddy? Following Papa around like always, huh? Yep. And then this burn pile here, I'm thinking about burning it on down, and the other one tomorrow on Easter. That'd be fitting, wouldn't it? Oh, and by the way, hope all of you will be participating in the Easter holiday and that, because Easter is all about personal sacrifice of a very special person that sacrificed everything they had so all of us could be saved. Yep. But you can see around the house been weed eated. Now right here, that's some fresh cut bamboo, and that we're going to be trimming all the smaller branches off, cutting that up into about 8-foot lengths, and stacking that up to use in the gardens. But like I say, still got, you know, a tad of weed eating to do. Yeah, the winds got up high. Some of the cardboard blew away. We'll get it put back. Now, along the back fence here, all of this will also get cleared away. Been meaning to do that for a while. We'll get it taken care of. Now the big thing that you're about to see, and this is what we've been working on the last couple of days. My sons came over to help me, and his girlfriend Destiny, and boy, she's a worker. Well, so is my son. So we got a lot of this cut back and that. And as we come on over here, you're gonna see got a whole pile of it cut back. And I didn't realize how far the bamboo forest over the years had progressed into the yard. You know, at one time, and there's a drainage ditch right down in there. That's where it stopped. And I guess over the years it crossed it and continued over here. But by doing this, we've opened up a lot more space in the yard that I'll be able to use for something else. And I'm thinking maybe some dwarf fruit trees and a couple of grape arbors. Probably won't be, this season. Probably next season, because it's going to take a lot of work to reclaim this ground from the bamboo, keep it reclaimed, and get it in condition. Once we get it all chopped down and mulched up and replanting grass, we'll have to go from there. And we still gonna be taking down the old clothesline planting, getting rid of all the old bean vines. Not sure what, if anything, I'll be planting there. Now, we tried our very best during the course of, as we clear the bamboo forest out, to be courteous to the birds. And we found one jay nest with eggs and we moved it. You might imagine the jays were not real happy. They're okay now. But this little one here, we missed. And there was one egg in it, but it didn't survive. In fact, I think it's right over here. Yep, there it is. A little blue, brown speckled, but it got cracked. Yep. Didn't mean for that to happen. But come next weekend, me, my son, and Destiny, we're going to continue on. Cutting all this back here as well. Now, I hadn't planned on doing that, because to me, this was not a problem. But as you can see, the place is getting more and more manicured with every day. It'll never be the Hilton, but it'll still be my little half-acre of ground. I'm not going anywhere. But you can see this massive pile of brush, old dead bamboo, vines, that me, my son, with the help of Destiny, cleared out of the bamboo forest. It must go 50 feet. And it's over my head. They really worked hard. Bless their sweet souls. I would have nibbled away at it myself, but I contacted my son. He didn't even hesitate. He said, "Sure, Daddy. I'll be there on Friday. We'll get her done." And we are. All the big oaks been trimmed around. And that, and I must admit, the place looks a lot better. Well, the blueberries still got some blossoms on them, but they are slap loaded up with the beginnings of blueberries. Let me see if I can find some for you. Oh, there's some more right there. See them? See them? Look all in there. Oh yeah. I think this year we'll be blessed with another bountiful harvest by the glory of God. The cold weather didn't get them, because we only got down to 39. They were expecting 33. I was worried it would be lower. You can see all the bumblebees. They're still working those blossoms. The daffodils and narcissus have finished up for the year. Now I want to talk about that right now. You see, these are going to get scraggly looking. They're going to start to turn yellow and brown. Look pretty shabby. Don't cut them off, folks. Wait till they die back. And you'll know when they're ready because you'll be able to grab a hold of them and just give them a tug and they'll separate from the bulb. Now why is that important? Because right now they're storing energy in the bulbs for next year. Yep, that's how you get more flowers, more bulbs, and they spread. All these narcissus started with maybe a dozen bulbs. And now there's literally hundreds. Speedy. Yep, there she goes. And of course the irises are all done too. But we still got work to do. Plenty of it. And I'm going to have to trim up my old Buford holly hedges. But I'll wait till they finish sprouting out for the spring. Now, all that being said, we're going to have a bunch of dewberries to feast on and show you this year? Sadly, no. But thankfully, I know where a whole pile of them are. And I showed you that when we walked through the big woods on the last video I made. When we were walking about there. Showed you the big changes. The figs all leafed out. It survived the extreme cold. Now we did have one casualty. Because many of you already know, based on how long that brush pile is right there, waiting on the city to come get next Tuesday, there was a latanya bush out there. It did not survive. James and I checked it, and it had died all the way back to the ground. So, courtesy of a chainsaw, we cut it back to the ground. Now once all this here brush is removed, and over time, we'll see if any of it comes back. But considering the time of year it is, I'm thinking we got too cold for too long, and it just didn't make the trip. But that's what we've been up to. Getting the old place in ship-shape condition for the spring. Been a lot of work. With a whole lot of work left to go. Just another storm in my life. But that's what life's about. Weathering the storms of nature and of man. This is just another one. Everything's got to be orderly, neat, in a certain way. Yeah. Sure is. Now, I knew I'd let the grass get a little bit wild for a little bit too long. But, like I said, that was mostly because of weather and ground conditions. You know, I just try to show it and enjoy what nature brings, since we really didn't have no choice. I rarely order anything from Walmart.com, but a box showed up. Opened it up, and it was a box of 9 lives wet cat food for the kitty crew. Couldn't tell who sent it, but you got my thanks. As all of you who've done that from time to time, sent not only wet but dry cat food, treats, even toys for the kitty crew. And that's all greatly appreciated. And you see it sitting in the kitchen. Sometimes I play with the kitties and put it on video, sometimes not. But I wanted to start back doing videos, letting all of y'all know just what old Mr. Tom been up to and some of the reasons why. And we got a long road to hoe till we get everything the way that it needs to be. I'd say we're 75% of the way there, maybe more. But we'll get there in the coming next week or 2 or 3. And as always, I'll show you. I'm even looking for somebody to pressure wash the house. Yep. That needs to get done. I used to have a pressure washer, but mine broke. So now I gotta find somebody who does that. And I will. I'll get him to drop by, pressure wash the house. I got some windows to paint and all of that. Get that done too. But before that, I really gotta do some attention to underneath the house. Taking care of some, water issues, wet. Ain't no broken plumbing or nothing. It's just drainage issues from rainwater. I gotta get some gutters put up. Albeit, that'll be problematic because of all the trees, i.e. leaves. But I'll come up with something. So we got a lot of projects going on. Sadly, with everything we gotta do, some things gotta go to the back burner. And one of those, for the most part, is going to be gardening this year. I'm going to do a little bit of gardening. Of course, never do a whole lot. I did more in 2018, 2019, 2020. I just got my little spots. But you might think they're just small. By the time you think about toting water all the way around in the mornings, and then toting water to all of them in the evenings, it gets time consuming. And that's just time I really don't have at this moment. Like I say, I'm just one little old man. Gratefully here, my son's able to help me. Can he help me every day? No. Can he help me several days every week? No. He's got a business to run. He's got a life of his own. And what most of you, unless you've been with the channel a long time, don't know, my son's also disabled. He's a Purple Heart recipient, not once, but twice. And he didn't get it for stubbing his toe. No. He surely didn't. My daughter lives in North Alabama with my grandson. So she's not close by enough to lend a hand, but I do know if she was, she would. She'd be all over it. So that's the situation. And since I'm going to start doing videos, it ain't going to be every day. It ain't going to be every other day. I'll probably do my best to get maybe 1 or 2 out a week. But that's why I wanted to show you all this, so you knew the reasons why. See, there's videos and there's life. And a lot of things going on live, just couldn't video. I mean, I could have videoed us, using chainsaws and swing blades and machetes and all that, clearing that off. But to me, it just wouldn't have been too exciting. You know, most people, when they do that, they put it into fast mode, which to me just looks like you're some kind of clown. Show little pieces of it in regular speed and be done with it, or don't show it at all. And I've chose not to show stuff like that at all. I show the before, but y'all have seen the before. In fact, I think the last time you seen the bamboo forest, I was showing you that wild jasmine, which I didn't even know was wild jasmine, that was trailing all down with all those beautiful trumpet-like flowers. Well, that was a casualty too. Maybe we'll find some wild jasmine one day out walking and be able to harvest some and start some here as a planting. If old man lives long enough. Of course, I don't plan on living, much after 100. I wish. I mean, this week too, had a doctor's visit I had to do. Didn't want to do, had to do. And I've got more doctor's visits coming up, unfortunately. Here again, that's all part of getting old and life. And I'm sure y'all deal with the same thing. So y'all saw Speedy run off. You seen Spooky. Cleo, she's out hanging out. She hangs out with the hood cats. She's a hoodie girl. About the only time here of late you'll see Cleo is around meal times. Elrod, we see him about 2 or 3 times a week. I always know when he's out here because, he's a whiny boy. And, about once a week or twice, Magoo will show up. He's real happy just down the street with some fine people that got some kids. And of course, Gracie and Trixie are inside. Gracie's just wild as she can be. Jumps and runs on top of everything. Gets into everything. Trixie, oh yeah, she's still her cranky, curmudgeon cell, but she's hanging in there. And I'm so grateful for God for that. Well, y'all, about all the old man's got to say. I probably look atrocious. I didn't even look in the mirror before I grabbed the camera and said, I better do a video today. Here, on the day before Easter. I mean, Good Friday was just yesterday. And Easter is always one of those days that saddens me. It makes me think. And I wish everybody could be as good and willing to sacrifice as much. Many are. My son, my daughter. My son came so close to death. It was a miracle he survived. Same with my daughter. You see, they were willing to sacrifice all they had, their very lives, for your freedom. Well, and mine too. A lot of people don't do that anymore. And you think about on Easter what Jesus gave. He gave his life. I mean, he gave all he had so that we might be saved. Yes, he did. And how do we repay him? You all know how. Do we sin and sin and sin? Yes, we do. Should we not? No. But many people say, well, Jesus gave his life so I can be saved from sin. When they walk right out of that church on Sunday, they know on Monday, they're right back at it. I don't live my life that way. I know what's right, and I know what's wrong. We all do. If it's wrong, yeah, you might get away with saying you didn't know. That's good for the first time. You might be able to get away with the second time saying it was a mistake. But after the second time, I'm sorry, folks, and this is just me. Anything after that, that's us making a decision that, one, we don't care, and two, we're going to do it anyway. I've tried, and I am doing better to not do any of that anymore. And I think we all strive to do that as we learn and get older. And I say all. See, that's me just hoping, as I'm sure Jesus hoped on that fateful day, that by giving his life for all of us, we would learn and become a better people. And I ask you to this day, do you think we are? Because I'm going to tell you what, I don't believe that. In fact, I believe today we're far worse than we were 100 years ago. I surely do. So y'all, with all that said, I really don't care if anybody agrees with me or not. That's just how I feel, and that's my thoughts and my beliefs and how I live my life. And this is my channel. It's going to continue to be my channel. But I do wish you a good Easter. Hope you are able to spend time with your families and loved ones and friends. Hope all of y'all are safe and well and happy. And I do hope and pray God will bless you and keep you till we see you again on the next video, which, by the way, by popular vote, will be a cooking video. Okay? So I gotta take her on in and check on old Carpet Monster and Trixie. Okay? Yep. I know Gracie's gonna be making a mess, and Trixie's gonna probably be whining and screaming. Oh my. Trixie. Trix. What's up, Shackalacker? Is Gracie harassing you again? Is Gracie harassing you again? Yep, is she? Are you not happy? No. Well, where is she? You don't know? Okay. I'll try to find her. You're no help.